Hey everyone, Max here, welcome to my channel, Max Solo Music, and in this video we'll take a very close, detailed look at this new Harley Benton Amarok-6, a 6-string guitar from the 2020 Harley Benton Amarok line. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my Instagram yet, I'd really appreciate if you do. That's where you can find beautiful close-ups of guitars, quick shootouts and demos on many different things, as well as regular updates on what's going on here and what I'm currently working on. Alright, now back to the video. As always, I'll be using my penalty point system, which means I'll be testing this guitar according to my checklist, and every time I see a problem, the instrument will be getting a penalty point. The less points at the end of the video, the better. And well, traditionally, let's begin this video with what this guitar sounds like in the mix. As you may know, Harley Benton belongs to Thomann, one of the biggest music instruments retailers in Europe. And because they actually own the brand, that also means that you won't be able to find Harley Bentons anywhere else but at Thomann, because they don't have any other dealers or distributors. So if you see any other place offering these guitars, chances are that's a scam. I've seen a few, so they're real. The Harley Benton Amarok series was launched in 2020, and as of today, which is November 2020, it includes 12 guitars. There are 3 versions, a 6-string, a baritone and a 7-string, and each of them comes in 4 different colors: blue, black, red and green, with prices going from 488 euros for a 6-string to 584 euros for the 7-string. In this video, we're looking at Harley Benton Amarok-6 Black Blue Flame Burst, and today, on the day I'm making this video, its price is 488 euros. But please use the link in the description to this video to check what the actual price is when you're watching this video. From time to time there's B-stock, so you can get the guitar for less money, and for different regions the price is also gonna be different because it won't be including VAT, that's what they call the sales tax here in Germany. And I would also appreciate you using that link because it really supports the channel and helps me create more content like this. Okay, let's open the box. Harley Benton Amarok-6 Black Blue Flame Burst. Yeah, the same sticker on the bottom. Okay, here we go. Tools. Here we have an Allen wrench and a truss rod adjustment bar. The QC, quality inspection. In case of emergency, rescue my guitar sticker. Okay, I'll put the box somewhere else. Satin finish. Looks good. And here's another QC card and the headstock. Let's get rid of the protective foil on the back of the guitar. Very good, that looks much better. Let's go through the specs. The first one, and the most obvious, is that it is a neck-through guitar, with the neck going all the way through the body. It is a 5-piece neck made of maple and mahogany, and the rest of the body is made of mahogany as well, according to the official website. Flame maple veneer, which is a very thin layer of maple on top of mahogany body. It is so thin that you cannot even see it from the side, because this is not the maple, this is mahogany that you can see here, and it is called natural binding. It is an unfinished piece of wood without this black paint on it. And as you can see, this is not a flat top, it's kinda arched with 2 additional elements here and a belly cut on the back. A neck-through body construction, as I already mentioned, and an ebony fretboard. This one is not particularly dark and it has a couple of bright spots on it. This is a standard scale of 25.5 inches. The official specs say the fretboard radius is 355 millimeters, which is 14 inches, but as you can see, it is smaller than that. At the same time, it is slightly bigger than 12, so I assume it is 13, which means the real specs don't match the official specs, and hello, the first penalty point. Here's the neck profile at the first fret. Looks very similar to Harley Benton Fusion 2 neck profile. Is thicker than Ibanez Wizard, and slightly thicker than Fender Modern C. Here it is compared to other profiles I've measured on this channel earlier. Let's do the same at the 12th fret. And that is again very close to Harley Benton Fusion 2, maybe slightly thinner, thicker than Ibanez Wizard, and is essentially the same as Fender Modern C profile. And here they are all together. This guitar is equipped with EMG Retroactive Hot 70 set. Yes, these are real EMG pickups in a Harley Benton guitar, even though they don't look like, standard EMG pickups, and they are voiced differently as well. This one has a ceramic magnet, and the neck pickup has a Alnico 5 magnet, and yes, they are active. And therefore there is a battery compartment on the back of the guitar for a standard 9-volt battery. This one actually came with the guitar. If you look at the EMG's website, you'll find out that this set alone is $200. Not bad for a Harley Benton guitar, right? Going a bit forward, I can tell that these pickups have a very strong output, capable to drive pretty much any amp. You'll hear it later in this video. This is a hipshot style bridge. It is pretty simple and it is also easy to use. Strings go through the body, and by colorful string ends you can identify them as the Dario. And they are 10, 246. Here's a close-up of this beautiful neck joint, and we can move on to the headstock. The headstock says made in Indonesia. You'll find a volute, as I mentioned before, and Grover locking tuners. Don't forget that you can adjust how tight they are with these screws. The headstock is angled, therefore no string trees or retainers necessary. On the front there's a shiny Harley Benton logo and a Graphtec nut. No hole for the truss rod adjustment, because the truss rod adjustment is here, right next to the neck pickup. Nice and modern solution. The controls include a volume and a tone knobs and a 3-way toggle pickup switch. There are a couple of tiny issues here though. The knobs are sitting too deep and are scratching against the body of the guitar. So what I've done here, I've just pulled them up a little bit to make them kind of sit in the air and make them, rotate freely. The other thing is that the pickup switch goes up and down instead of, working in this direction and making switching more comfortable. But that's an easy fix, just open the guitar and turn it a little bit. Reasonable strap buttons, by the way, with black fluffy spacers, which is good. The position of the output connector is good, and any fancy angled plug will fit in here without any problems. Be that a Providence or my favorite Lex cable, with probably the tiniest plugs in the world. If you haven't checked that yet, do that, it's really worth it. Some people reported that they actually had a problem with the output connector, but as far as I know, the problem is now fixed. So all new guitars come with a new output jack, which look like this. I think you can tell the difference. This one sticks out a little bit more and has a chrome nut instead of a black one. If you think your guitar has a problematic output connector, watch the part 2 of this video, I'll show you how to fix the problem. Another nice feature that this guitar has is the luminescent side dots. Let me turn down the light and show you what I mean. Here you go. Nice, isn't it? This is a satin finish, and this particular color is called Black Blue Flame Burst. I just call it blue. Other than that, Amaroks come in Black Red Quilted Burst. This one is my favorite, I just call it red. Emerald Natural Quilted Burst, which I just call green. And there's also a Black Natural Flame, which I call black, but I don't have one to show you. The back of the guitar is almost black. On the green and red ones you will actually see some wood grain through it, but not on this one. The neck has almost the same satin feel to it as the body. It's not sticky at all. There is one thing I have to mention. This border between the painted and the unpainted part feels like a stab, because there was a masking tape that was removed, and you can actually feel this transition. It's not smooth, and it's the same here. Look at the close-up of the neck joint and how clean it is. I must admit it wasn't the case with the other two Amarok guitars that I have. As always, I looked for flaws with the finish, but with this specific guitar couldn't find anything worth a penalty point. But as you know, these kind of things may be completely random, so you never know. This guitar has 24 frets, and according to the specs, these are jumbo stainless steel frets. Well, let's check if that really is a stainless steel, and for that I have a piece of a standard fret wire which is nickel silver, and it's softer than steel and shouldn't leave any scratch marks. Yep, stainless steel confirmed. And here's the fret size, the width, and the height. Yeah, this looks like jumbo frets. The fret job is pretty consistent, considering that's stainless steel. Fret slots are filled, no sharp fret ends or anything. Good job. Okay, it is that part in which I count the amount of tools a guitar needs for a full setup, and for good usability, it should not be more than 3, not counting the truss rod wrench. No truss rod wrench here, but a magic bar, an Allen wrench for the action, and a Phillips screwdriver for everything else. That makes 2, which is good, and these 2 are included. What about tuning stability? Well, this guitar has locking tuners, a fixed bridge, a Graphtec nut, and strings going through the nut in a straight line. There isn't much of an angle and there's very little friction, which means it has all the best components for an incredible tuning stability. Let's check the weight. 3.1 kilos, not bad at all. Almost 7 pounds. It is a little bit neck heavy, but not too much. There is a way to make it stay in place, but most of the times it just goes down, which means a penalty point. Okay, let's void the warranty. Open the guitar and find out if it's properly shielded. Yes, it looks like it is shielded, and the back of the cover has an aluminum foil on it. Let's take a closer look. 500K alpha pots, not 25K as it is supposed to be with active pickups. And here's the volume pot, 500K as well. The switch, and you can see additional routings for the switch and for the volume pot. And since we're here, let's turn the switch like that, such as it is more user-friendly. Yeah, that's much better. Looks good, the shielding is fine, and yes, pickup cavities are shielded as well. Here's what different pickup combinations sound like through the clean channel of Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200. Let's compare Amarok to this Chord KX300 etched guitar. They are in the same price range, they have similar specs, and EMG retroactive pickups, although slightly different sets. Super 77 versus Hot 70 in Amarok. let's get some crunch tone. I'll just go for the second channel on the same amp. And for high gain, I'll go for PV6505. As always, for all sound examples, I used my favorite impulse response, which is a 1x12 speaker cab with a vintage 30 speaker inside. If you like the sound, you can, and I believe you should, grab the whole impulse pack at my website, link below. There's a couple of other things I wanted to test. Well, nobody likes crackling pots, right? So let's check if we're gonna have any problems with these two. Yeah, the tone knob has a little bit of that, and did you also notice how it doesn't do anything until you go to the very end, and then it kind of works as an on-off switch? Well, that is because of a Type D pot. They used something else, probably B-type. Anyway, a wrong one. So here's a penalty point for the tone knob. And now, listen carefully. There's obviously some noise that should not be there. That's much better, and the guitar gets a penalty point for the harp. And if you want to learn more about better noise management, check my noise mechanics video. Okay, let's put it all together. Amarok-6 has received 4 penalty points. One for the fretboard radius not matching the official specs, one for a heavy neck, one more for a crackling tone pot, and the last one for the noise of the headstock. 4 points in total, not bad at all. Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned for the part 2 of this video. Hey, you've reached the end of the video, and I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually want to get to know you guys, so before you go, please leave me a comment below. Just, say where you're from, what's your favorite guitar or guitar pedal, and how you came across my channel. If you want to support what I do, there's Patreon, and other than that, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video someday soon.